Parata puts you out in front.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Dymowski. I am president of Centennial Pharmacy Services, which I have been involved with my entire life. So to really know about Centennial Pharmacy, you have to know about my family. We are Philly born and raised. My dad actually went back to school, and when he graduated school, I got to watch him walk across the stage and get his doctorate. And he opened his first pharmacy in 2006. Being involved in a family business, I think anybody will understand that your entire dinner conversation ends up being around business. And we would just always, on the drive home or at dinner, just talk about where pharmacy was going and what we needed to do to differentiate ourselves. We quickly realized that pharmacy was becoming a more fee-for-service clinical initiative business rather than the reimbursement and having to deal with DIR fees and things that we were just getting hit with. So we decided that we were going to build a business around adherence, readmissions, medication therapy management, vaccinations, and we needed a adherence solution to do that. We found that pouch packaging could be that. We wanted to move into pouch packaging because we felt like it was the best solution for our patients. We knew that there was a need for more managed medication dispensing. Patients just were overwhelmed by their bottles. Whether they were 30 years old or 80 years old, it's difficult to handle multiple bottles. It's confusing, it's overwhelming. It's much easier for patients to be able to just open up a pouch and take their meds. We had about 30 patients. We were actually doing a independent living home for seniors, and we kind of used them as our test patients, I guess I should say. And we said, hey, do you want to try this for us? Tell us how you like it. When we got the machine, we realized that all of the patients loved it, and they liked it much better than the bulky cold seals, and it was easier for them to open, it was easier for them to read. So we knew that we had a winner right away. And we very quickly, within a 4-year time span, ended up being able to grow our business from those original 30 patients to almost 2,000 patients. When we first started researching adherence pouch packaging, it's overwhelming. There's so many different companies and there's so much information, and every company is the best. So we did a lot of research, and what we found was that the Parata Pass solution was the most reliable, scalable, and easy to use system for us. We went with Parata because when we saw their unit, and we immediately liked the size of it. It was very easy for us to put into our pharmacy. It didn't take up much space. We didn't need to really move anything around. We could just install the machine and it was plug and play, essentially. The technology was also very intuitive. There wasn't any manuals that you had to read through. It was very much you followed the prompts on the screen. And we knew that we could put anybody in front of that machine and they would be able to run it and run it properly. We also liked the fact that Parata had the availability for different units to be integrated with each other. That's something that we've been able to utilize as we've grown the business. So we started off with the one machine. We used their pivot technology to swap our canisters from the shelf to the machine and back and forth. We also were able to integrate their Pearl technology so that we had a solution that automatically checked the pouches for us. So a pharmacist wasn't sitting there hand checking them all day. So the Parata Pass 208 is the pouch packaging solution. We use it to provide an adherence solution for our patients. So we actually will package the medications for our patients instead of in bottles, in little pouches, and they're dated and time-stamped. All of their medications for the morning are in one pouch. The medications for the evening are in the next. Medications for bedtime are in the one after, and it can be customized to whatever those patients' needs are. Parata Pearl is their virtual checker. So we run the pouches that come out of Pass through the Pearl machine. The Pearl will identify which pouches need to be verified by the pharmacist if maybe there happened to be a pill that broke, or if a pill was sitting on top of another pill and it couldn't identify it in the bag. That will flag for our pharmacist to take a look at. The pharmacist will verify if it needs to be corrected or if it's good to go. And we will mark it as that it was verified and checked, and we can package that up and send it off to the patients. When we first had the machine installed, we started off with a very small amount of canisters. We maybe had 20 to 30 canisters that we would utilize, and then we used the STS tray for the expensive medications or the brand name medications. As we grew our patient base, we ordered more canisters, and we made sure that those canisters were for the populations of patients that we were getting. So if we had patients who were all on a specific medication, we would order that canister in. There is a misconception, I think, in the pharmacy world that if you have less canisters, you have less inventory costs. That's completely not true. If you have less canisters, you have less growth opportunity. And that's how we looked at our robots. So the biggest challenges that you'll have with implementing any type of new technology is that nobody likes change. We had this wonderful week. The machine got installed. Everybody was excited. Parata's technicians were on site and they were amazing. And we got to work the following Monday, and you get so overwhelmed and you realize, oh my goodness, am I going to fill this canister properly? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? How do I turn on the machine? I have to change the paper for the first time by myself. I don't know. I'm afraid to touch it. So one of the great things about Parata, and one of the reasons why we went with them, is because their support is amazing. So we quickly got comfortable with the machine, and everybody was able to do everything that we had to do to operate it on a daily basis. And then we focused on making sure that our patients were organized so that we could organize when and how we filled with the technology. Once we were able to utilize the machine and take advantage of the way that the technology ran and put it into our routine, we were able to quickly grow with it and realize that we had something that was exactly what we wanted: scalable and reliable and easy to use. When Parata came to install the Pass 208 unit, the technicians that were on site for installation week were wonderful. And they trained us on how to use the software, how to send orders from our pharmacy software to the Pass software, how to, of course, operate the machine, how to swap canisters, how to utilize the STS tray, change the paper. We were also taught how to clean the machine and identify anything that we could troubleshoot ourselves. It was a very easy process to work with them and alongside them, and they really guided you through the entire process of handling a patient from start to finish. So when it comes to inventory with Pass, you can really use canisters and passware to your advantage. We're able to track what canisters need to be refilled, what the count of each pill is in the canister, if we're using this specific NDC in a canister, or if we have it utilized as an STS drug. And it's enabled us to manage our inventory on a level that we never thought was capable. We actually turn our brand inventory daily, so we only order in what we need, and we utilize either the canister or the STS tray, depending on the amount of brand that we order in. And then our generics, we are actually turning roughly every 7 days. We don't really have to overwork this machine or be in here all the time working it to be able to manage the inventory. The Passware enables us to manage the inventory in a way that makes it very easy for the entire pharmacy to handle. One of the great things about Parata Pass is that you're actually able to batch a group of patients together at the same time and run that batch. So I can say these 15 patients all use this brand name medication. We know that we're going to fill all those 15 patients together at the same time. We're going to utilize those bottles of brand name meds that we use, so we're not wasting our inventory. And while those 15 patients are filling, it may take 10 minutes for the machine to fill those patients, but the person who is operating our pass unit is able to work on preparing the next batch of patients, or they can go and they can fill ancillary medications, label inhalers or insulins that group of patients may need, or even just go eat lunch. It makes it a very easy workday. When we started to experience growth in the pharmacy, we realized that Parata's technology solutions were the best for us. By incorporating Parata's technology and being able to grow and start with Pass and then move to Pivot and move to Pearl, we're able to streamline our workflow process so that we can grow as we need to grow. And we know that we are going to be able to add another pass unit, get more canisters and swap them out with Pivot, check everything without having to add staff members through Pearl. And we can grow, and we can grow efficiently with Parata. So we thankfully haven't had to contact Parata support too much. We haven't had to have technicians out on site very often, but the times that we do need to contact support or have a technician on site, it's always been a great experience. For instance, when we first had the machine, I had accidentally loaded the paper wrong the first time I was changing the paper. So I called up support and they immediately told me what to do and to turn the machine off and do this and do that. And I was so nervous doing it because we had just invested in this machine and I didn't want to break it. So the person on the phone realized that and just got a support member out, and they were out the same day. If I called them at 10 o'clock in the morning, they were at our store at noon. And we were able to get the machine back up and running very quickly. And the technician also taught me how to do it properly while he was there. So we never had the issue again. One of the things that I thought was really neat about Parata, and one of the reasons why we went with them, is when I was able to go down and visit their support center, I love that they actually had the units on site. So you may not know what this little knob is or what this is called, but you can explain it to the person on the phone and they'll put you on a brief hold or walk over with you on their headset and they'll be able to go, "Oh, you mean the blue knob that's to the right?" And you go, "Yeah, that's exactly what I mean." You can talk to them like you're a human. You don't have to talk to them as if you know the machine inside and out. Parata's technology helped us build the pharmacy that we wanted to create. We wanted an adherence-based solution that helped providers with readmissions, MTM initiatives, and to grow into what pharmacy should be. We really wanted our clinical pharmacy. So we were able to develop our adherence solution utilizing Parata's technology. That adherence solution enabled us to build relationships with doctors, hospital systems, payers, home care agencies, where we actually have proven results to help reduce admissions. And if we're able to help them reduce admissions, they obviously will refer patients to us. We can build our volume. They're getting the star ratings and the quality assurance measures that they need to get, and we can actually build a healthcare continuum that works. One of the things that really excites us about partnering with Parata is that Parata is not a company that is just okay with where they are. Parata is constantly developing new technologies, coming out with new software. They have new ideas that are down the road, and we look forward to the growth opportunities that their technology is going to bring us and partnering with them to be able to implement them at a retail base and grow our business.
For more information, visit parata.com.